So as said before, I'm making the review of the Honda NC750X. It will not be, I'm not going to enter too many in details on specs. For that you have a lot of videos and a lot of magazines speaking about that. And this review will be more on the more practical side. This is my motorbike. I've done it almost 3,000 kilometers, so I'll do an opinion, a true opinion of a real user of this motorbike, the pros and cons, and why you should get this motorbike and maybe why you shouldn't. Okay, the first things that I don't like this motorbike are in fact, for example, we can start from the stock tires. So if we get a little bit closer, so the stock tires are the Dunlop Trailmax D609. So they sell these tires like saying they are dual purpose or mixed tires, but in fact, to be honest with you, they are not really good nor on tarmac nor on dirt roads. For example, on the dirt roads, as you can see, these are not very deep, so it gets very easily clogged with stones and all, so you lose traction very quickly. So my suggestion, if you are thinking of going onto the tarmac, I would say like 820 tarmac dirt, so start thinking buying a new tire, okay, more proper tire. Because also these ones on the tarmac, on the wet tarmac, are not very good also. So that's my main suggestion for you to make this. Also, the second thing that I don't really appreciate too much are the stock seats. They are good if you are doing like 1 hour, hour and a half trips, but more than that, it can get quite stiffy and will start hurt your butt, so to speak. Front seat is a little bit better, it's more comfy, but the back one is a little bit more rough. If I take this off the helmet over here. Especially for my girlfriend, well, this is can be quite stiff for very long runs. Also, as you can see, you can hold on to these levers over here, but for example, for her to get off of the motorbike, it's not easy because these ones are a little bit too high and they will hurt on her leg when she wants to come off of the motorbike, so special careful must be taken by this. So I would advise you, if you are making longer runs, to buy different seats. They are not expensive, they are around 250 to 180 euros. You can buy some very comfortable seats for the this motorbike, this Honda. Another thing that I don't really appreciate, unfortunately I don't know what they were doing, is the commands on the left side. So if, for example, as you can see, they are quite near to one another, the turn signals, the horn, and also the signaling lights. On the former motorbike that I had, they have the lighting signals was here on the front, so it was easy while I was driving to make just like this. But I don't know why for this model they just decided to make all of this very near to one another. So it has happened also when I was making the turn signals, put the horn, and people in the road start looking at me, or I want to make like this and my finger slippery, also because of the gloves that I'm wearing. So I don't understand why they just decided to put all these buttons in a very small area. So there's one downside also. Okay, so coming back to the positive aspects of this Honda, and oops, I think we have a little friend over there, just decided to visit us. Wah, wah, wah. That's the beautifulness of the Azores. We never know what to expect, this contact with nature. But okay, so let's back to the Honda. Bye bye duck. One thing that I really love is these LED lights, which are just awesome. The looks are perfect. And also in the night, I'll post images of this motorbike driving in the night. The LEDs can in fact project the lights in front of you. That does not happen with the traditional lights, which the light is very dispersed. This one is more focused on putting the light wherever you want. So this is a very important aspect. Also, a great improvement that they did on this last version of the 750X is the exhaust. So finally, Honda put exhaust that it's beautiful and sounds great. That did not happen, does not happen with the NC 500X and the oldest version of the NC 750 was a very dull exhaust. It seemed like they only put the exhaust because they have to put one. So finally, I think it's beautiful. It's very discreet, and also it sounds great. So let me just turn off the key to make you a sound of that. Unfortunately, I have to put on neutral. Okay, so this is only beginner's mistake. So let's listen it. Okay, so there's a simple sound, more robust, more bass on the noise, which is awesome. So this leads to another positive thing about this Honda, and I'm really grateful for the engineers of Honda, is that they just decided to remove the fuel tank from over here, the traditional part, for over here under the passenger seat. So for example, if a tank explodes for somehow, it's going to be the ass of my girlfriend, it's going upwards and not mine. So that's also another plus for the Honda engineers. But more seriously, the great thing is that putting the fuel weight from over here to over here, you will create a lower gravity center. So the weight will be more close to the ground, and this will improve the handling of the motorbike, which is great. And then also, that leads to another magnificent aspect, is that you have a luggage. It's remarkable. I know it's not original in the motorcycle world, but you have a 22-liter booth where I can have my windbreaker, I can have my tripod over here, sunglasses, you can put pretty much anything. You have the keys over here for some tools. So it's quite spacious. I have my towel over here in the days that gets wet, it gets rainy, and it gets rainy a lot over here in the Azores. That's why it's so green. We are in the middle of August, and we have this beautiful view over here. By the way, we are in the lagoon of San Bras, and that's the scenario I choose for you today to make this video, this review. The review on this motorbike. As you noticed, I already changed the microphone to the internal one. This is the Scala Key 1 intercommunicator, which I seriously do not advise to doing motovlog. So as you can see, it seems like I have a lot of saliva in my mouth, so this is not my normal talking. I cannot solve this problem. I already put some extra foam on the microphone. It doesn't seem to solve the issue, so I do not recommend this. And also my voice is much more electronic. So, but nevertheless, I will continue to do with this Scala Key 1. In the near future, I'll try to buy an external microphone, another one, a wired one. So for the moment, I will stick with this one. Okay, so continuing with the positive aspects of this motorbike. So as you can see, I'm on a dirt road and I don't have any experience at all. I have only motorbike for 6 to 8 months. So I have no kind of training besides of that. So this is a very easy motorbike to drive. Also here on the dirt, although at some speeds, depending also on what kind of terrain that we have, because of the tires, you can feel the bike starting to getting away. So special careful must be taken. So just quick turnaround over here. So as I was saying, very easy to drive. So it's good for entry-level riders. Although I have begun with a naked, the CB500. The next step for a dual purpose, I seriously advise this one.
Although it weighs more than 200 kilos, it's very agile and very easy to drive. Another thing that it's perfect for this motorbike and really surprised me is the consumption rate. It's 3.5 liters per 100 kilometers, which is awesome. At first, before buying the bike, and I was seeing the other competitors, the Suzuki V-Strom 650, the Versas. Um, when I saw the consumption rates of this motorbike, I thought it was like in the cars, you know, when you're trying to buy a car and you see the urban consumption, the mixed consumption, and when you really buy the car, you will see that the consumption is much higher than they promise. And that didn't happen with this Honda. It's in fact 3.5. If you have a mild, I would say mild style of driving, another positive aspect is the mirrors. They are big, and you can see pretty well from behind, both on left and right. So you have great visibility for behind, which in terms of safety, it's very, very important. And I'm sorry, I repeat a lot of words, the very and really, so my apologies for that. I'll try to correct that in the near future. Also, the display, it's very simple, very intuitive, only two buttons. And what you see over here, you can see the speeds, the gear that you are in, the time, the fuel, the kilometers, and the consumption. You can have the average, you can have instant. I have instant right now. So it depends, you can configure. Also, they can, another cool thing, uh, it's like um, is like a very special thing, is that you can program the sentence that appears when you turn on the bike and when you turn off. So you can just put something over there. I tried to put, but then I give up. You have to put like letter one by one, tick, 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 tick. So it takes some patience, but it's a very cool thing. It's a very cool aspect, and it's good. So after a new cut, this happens a lot, especially because I'm new at this, is the price of the Honda NX. This Honda, it's over here. It depends on you are living and depends on your seller. Over here in the Azores, I'll tell you right away, both motorbikes and cars are more expensive than continental Portugal. So over here specifically, this Honda was 7,900 euros, as opposed to the Versys and V-Strom was 9,300 euros. There's a big difference on the price of these three motorbikes. I did not consider the new Yamaha Tracer 07 because it wasn't on the market back then, but I think it's a pretty good alternative. So you can see, you can study it. Also because it's more expensive than this Honda, but more cheap than the V-Strom and the Versys. And it's also more powerful than all three. This one, the Honda, has only 54, I believe, brake horsepower, as opposed to the Versys and V-Strom. They have 64, 68. I'll put you on the screen. And honestly, from my lifestyle and over here in the Azores, we don't have highways. 54 is more than enough for me. It's excellent. I can overcome the cars very quickly, very easily. It's pretty powerful for me. It's perfect. For me, it's perfect. So it all depends on what you want and what you need. Okay? So you have to study which one is better for you. Should I pay more and get more horsepower and, for example, more comfort as a V-Strom? It's a more comfortable motorbike. You can do much more kilometers because the seats are much more comfortable. But on the other way, for example, if you take into account the V-Strom, the XT, doesn't have the protection of the bottom. Cannot recall the name of the bottom motorbike. So you have like the oil filter coming all outside. So you have to buy protective gear down there. So it's extra money that you have to pay. This one already has. I know it's plastic, but it protects, and that's really good. And with the money that you can save, the difference between those two, you can buy a lot of protective gear. You can buy a good helmet. I have, for example, two jackets, one for the winter, one for the summer, protective pants, good gloves, and also you can still buy, for example, those seats that I was speaking to you about, 270 euros, some more comfortable seats, a radiator protector, and some crash bars, and you are good to go, and you can still save money. So this Honda, I'm really pleased with her. So that's pretty much about it. I don't know, cannot recall more things that I can tell you about this Honda. So my advice to you is that, okay, do some test drives, do your math, especially that, do your math, and check what's your favorites, because the four motorbikes, the V-Strom, the Versus, this one, and also the Tracer 700. If you check the reviews, they are all very, very good. So uh, no matter what you'll buy it good. So you'll be well served. So cheers to you. Thank you for watching. And if you have any comments, any suggestion, any critics, please do write. I wish to learn a lot. And also, if you have any question about the motorbike of this one, more specifically, I'd be more than glad to answer you. And I'll try on the near future to do more reviews on other motorbikes. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Thank you. Bye.